Recognize the member for Esquimalt, Machosen.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I do believe that we need to encourage economic opportunity for all British Columbians. But let's remember, even before the pandemic, our economy was not creating opportunities equally for all British Columbians. And here, in the context of the current pandemic, I want to recognise that it's our people who are the economy of BC, and to say thank you to all of our frontline workers who have come to work every day across so many sectors. And thank you to all British Columbians for doing your bit, staying home and helping to flatten the curve. And while I've heard heartbreaking stories during these times, I've also heard truly heartwarming ones too. Pulling together, we have been taking care of people across our communities. However, I want to recognise the loss for 168 families and offer condolences to them and everyone who cared for them. The economic impact of this pandemic is as bad as any we have ever seen in the history of our province. Hundreds of thousands of British Columbians have lost their jobs. We have seen staggering job losses in food service, retail and accommodation sectors, hitting young people, women and low-wage earners, such as racialised, marginalised and immigrant people, particularly hard. Youth unemployment rate is an overwhelming 29%, and women make up more than 60% of the job losses in the hardest hit sectors. Women are also more likely to be shouldering the greatest caregiving responsibilities for their children and other family members. In addition, economic insecurity associated with the pandemic is more likely to be compounded by other factors and amplified for Indigenous women, LGBTQ2S+ people, and people with disabilities. I also want to take a moment to absolutely condemn the racism that we have seen to the south and also in parts of our province in relation to policing as well as COVID-19. We are investing in Resilience BC to build a strong anti-racism network and tackle racism head-on. We will modernise the 45-year-old Police Act with a specific focus on systemic racism, and there is more to be done. And since the effects of COVID-19 have not been the same for all people or all sectors of the economy, our rebuilding plan can't be one size fits all either. As the Premier has said, we can build a stronger, more resilient BC by putting people at the centre of every decision we make. And our Minister of Finance says, by building on our strengths and drawing on new ideas, we will restore economic growth and achieve a vibrant, inclusive, competitive economy. And we also know we have a chance to address systemic inequities that have been so clearly magnified during the pandemic and build an economy that leaves no one behind. When we talk about the economy, we're talking about people. The economy isn't an abstract thing separated from people's real lives. Although we often use numbers to measure economic trends, behind those numbers are real people. As BC works to build its COVID-19 economic recovery plan, it's vital that everyone, especially those who already face disadvantages, are supported and given the best possible opportunity to be part of BC's restart. It's critical that marginalised groups are not further impacted by systemic inequalities. Economically, the immediate challenge is to get people back to work as quickly and as safely as possible, starting with those who have been hurt the most by the pandemic. That's Indigenous people, new Canadians, women, young adults, people earning less than $30 an hour, and service sector workers. Significant investments in K-12 education, skills training, and the new BC Access Grant will help people respond to the current challenges in our job market, while moving towards a future in our province where opportunities are not defined by your gender or gender expression, age, income bracket, or home address. And continuing our investments in childcare and infrastructure also give us a strong foundation for economic recovery. As we move from restart to recovery, we have the chance to address existing gaps and to do much more. We can build back better than before. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.